Yeah, I've taken up smoking, and you would too, and drinking. I've started to investigate things. I've become a progressive, I should tell you. I've totally changed my... Sorry, I'm not used to smoking. I shouldn't smoke anyway. Progressives, we don't smoke, right? Unless it's marijuana, then it's good, but not tobacco. I get confused. But anyway, the biggest threat, and I've learned this from reading the SPLC and like Tim Wise and all them, the biggest threat to the America and the world, yeah, Nazis. They're everywhere. Nazis, you can't throw a stone without hitting a fucking Nazi. I know we think we defeated them 60 years ago. No, we haven't. They're just all around. You don't even realize it. For example, I was reading WorldNet Daily, and I'll link to it. That's a pretty famous Nazi publication. And they had an article by Pat Buchanan, who's a famous Nazi who ran for president. He was involved with Nixon, who was a Nazi too. Anyway, he wrote an article about what a nation means, and I think he was trying to say we need to keep other people out of our country, which is a Nazi position, okay? So I started to do research, and it brought up a quote, because as a progressive, I always, I love France, vive la France. And I remember Charles de Gaulle, and he was like a hero. And I remember his quote, and here's the start of the quote. It is very good that there are yellow French, black French, brown French. They show that France is open to all races and has a universal vocation. And it's beautiful because you just bring in all these people from all the lands. And I have French viewers, you don't even know. They just all come in. They're Islam or Christian. You can't even tell the difference. They just all this blended humanity. They all just get along well. But then I read the rest of the quote. But it is good on condition that they remain a small minority. Otherwise, France would no longer be France. We are primarily a European people of the white race. Charles de Gaulle was a white supremacist and a Nazi. He was. If you believe that, he's a Nazi. Because to want your country to have self-determination, according to the left now, that's wicked and evil. And you're a Nazi if you do that. So Charles de Gaulle was a Nazi. And Nazis are everywhere. I tell you, they're everywhere. We have them here in Oklahoma. We have the Cherokee Nation. I wanted to join because you get to send your kids to school for free and you get all this casino benefits. I tried joining. Nope, they wouldn't let me join. I said, why? Because they say you're not a Cherokee. I'm like, that's a social construct. You can't keep me out. But they talked about DNA tests. Nazis. And then you know where else was a big bunch of Nazis? Yeah, Israel. Yeah, they don't allow the Arabs to come in there and vote. And no, they just keep the nation Jewish. What's up with that? That's a Nazi policy. So it's just horrendous. So anyway, Nazis are everywhere. Watch out for Nazis. Anyone that wants self-determination, Nazis. So, are you a Nazi?